Hello everybody and welcome back. Thank you for joining me again. We're looking at question 12 on our Cayley paper now. The line from G, which is over here, through the midpoint M of OH. We know what H is, and O, I'm going to guess, is the origin. Intersects the y-axis at 0, -4. What are the coordinates of G? Alright, so there's a little bit that they're using to hide here, and there's a little bit they're not telling us about G that we have to tell from the picture. This right angle means that G is right above H. So G is 12 and then some amount. Okay, because it's clearly in the first quadrant, some positive amount. But you can tell it's right above H, so it's 12 is the x coordinate. So we can draw our picture here. So we've got O, we've got H, which is 12, 0. G is somewhere up here, and it's 12 something. And what do we want? What are the coordinates of G? Well, you'll notice that observing the 12 doesn't really narrow anything down, but that's okay. And we've got M here. Now, M is the midpoint, and we can actually figure that out. It's going to be 6, 0. Because the origin here is 0, 0, so just average both the coordinates of the endpoints. So now G goes through M, and then suddenly it hits P down here at 0, -4. Well, -4 is the y-intercept. If I knew the equation of this line, GM or GP or whatever you want to call it, and I plugged in 12, I could figure out the y-coordinate. So what is the equation of the line here? Well, I don't quite know, but I could say something like, well, it's the slope times x minus 4, because that's the y-intercept. And so rather than finding a slope and then having to figure out the y-intercept, we've got the y-intercept, and we also know m is on this line, so we could say m times 6 minus 4 is equal to 0. The y-coordinate of our point M. So then 4 is 6 times M, divided by 6 on both sides, 2/3 is equal to M. So the equation of our line is 2/3 x minus 4. Now let's plug in 12. 2/3 12 minus 4. Well, what's 2/3 of 12? It's 8. 8 minus 4, and we get 4. So we're looking for 12, 4 as the coordinates for G, and that's down here, that's E. So that's how you would do this question in general. Now, it's really nice that we have this midpoint M here. There's a couple other things we could notice. We've got a right angle here, and the axes always meet at a right angle, and we know that we've got the same side length. Opposite angles when lines intersect are the same, so these are actually congruent triangles. So knowing that this distance here is 4 automatically tells you this distance is 4. And that's sort of a faster way to do this question. Another sort of intermediate way to do this question is, instead of actually figuring out the slope m, just say, well, okay, from P to M we go up 4 and over 6. To get to G, we need to go over 6 again, and since lines have constant slope, we must go up 4. So there's lots of ways to see that the y-coordinate here is 4. The setting up the equation of the line is a fine way to do it. It's a little longer than if we actually notice these geometric connections. But if M weren't the midpoint, if M were some other point, the line way would really be the best way to do it. But if you notice congruencies, if you notice similar triangles, similar angles, and things like that, go for them. So the faster you get done the B part questions, the more time you have for the harder C part questions. Okay, so let's see how quickly we can do our next B part question, question 13. I'll see you for that next time.